It's time for local high school football. Hometown Sports. Sponsored by Mercedes-Benz of Bakersfield, Alpha Technology and Alarm Systems, Little Caesars, Valley Strong Credit Union, and 5-0 Driving School.
And good evening and welcome to our week 4 of our 39th season of Hometown Sports. I'm Greg Kerr alongside Emily Lawson once again. And coming up, the only 1-hour show highlighting the best of high school football, the most games, most comprehensive highlights to be sure. Tonight, we'll take you to 19 different games from Bakersfield to Fresno to Santa Maria, including youth football. And as always, we're on the road with the BC Renegades.
And remember our usual collection of awards: Players of the Week, Athlete of the Week, Game-Saving Play, Exciting Play, Hits of the Week, and our Scholar of the Week.
Before we begin, our sponsors. First of all, our major sponsors, Mercedes-Benz of Bakersfield, celebrating over 50 years in Kern County, located in the Bakersfield Auto Mall. Valley Strong Credit Union. Financial independence starts here. Open a Valley Strong Youth account today. Little Caesars Pizza, the best pizza value in Bakersfield with 15 locations. 5-0 Driving School, owned and operated by first responders, and Alpha Technologies, helping you get protected and connected.
And Greg, we want to recognize our longtime sponsor segments as well. They are Raymond's Trophies and Awards. It's not just a trophy, it's a memory. Golden Empire Tackle Football and Cheer, Competitive Excellence. Brimhall Dental Group, committed to providing quality dental care to you and your family.
And there's more: accelerated urgent care, feel faster, better from anywhere. Stockdale Podiatry Group, retreat your feet. And a new sponsor on board, Greg's Petroleum Service, your dependable partner for fuel and lubricants. It is week 4. We thank you for joining us. You know, as the saying goes, you win some, you lose some, and the BHS Drillers did both this week. Before they hit the field against Bullard, the 3-0 Drillers learned they were the 2-1 Drillers, having to forfeit their season-opening win over Buchanan for using a player from the junior varsity who had played in the JV game that same night. Ticky-tack? Yeah, maybe. Did it affect the outcome? No, but it is what it is. So the Drillers turned their attention to the job at hand, taking on Bullard High School. Let's get you out to McLean, where they played this game as the captains meet at midfield. First quarter, 6-0 Drillers. Kyle Franklin dials up top to Tomas Dixon. And the Knights are on top just like that, 7-6. But the Drillers drive the field. They stall things out, but Jack Hopkins, he's got a leg and he boots one 45 yards. 9-7 BHS on top. Second quarter, at the teams exchange turnovers, Gavin Kavuchian Osborne runs it in. Bullard back on top, 14-9. The Drillers, however, mount a drive. Jail Wells, nice run right there. First down. And then Demir Lomax running hard with a little bit of a stiff arm right there. And then it's going to be Lomax again. And it is now 16-14. That was your score at the half. Let's go third quarter. BHS back in the red zone, and it's Lomax. Count them. 1, 2, 3 touchdowns, 22-14. Driller D, first we got a few moves on. He's got moves everywhere, on the sideline, on the field. Jeremy Millette, heat-seeking missile. He is tough on defense. And then Jack Hopkins, how about a 40-yard field goal? 25-14, BHS on top. Later in the fourth quarter, check out RJ Sheehy. Takes the handoff in the fly sweep and finds a seam. Gets all the way down to about close to the 1-yard line. That's where J.L. Wells goes in. The Drillers beat Bullard 32-14. Rashawn Sheehy on his start running back, Demir Lomax.
Bakersfield High has a long history of running backs, and Demir Lomax is the next one up. He gives you, everything. He gives you speed, he gives you power, he gives you elusiveness. He's going to be a great one.
Lastly, Coach, respectfully asking, we got confirmation earlier from the staff about a forfeit situation. Is there any comment you'd like to make about that?
No comment.
No comment. Okay.
All right, thank you, Coach. Meanwhile, Lomax again with 3 TDs. Isaiah Bautista doing the job defensively, as was Millette. Hopkins, those 2 kicks. And next week, the Drillers are going to host Dorsey.
Well, 0-3 Stockdale with a tough task against an undefeated Independence in week 4. The Stockdale Mustangs ready to put in work at home, but Independence has other plans. Stockdale driving, quarterback on the move. He takes a shot deep, but this one is intercepted. Jeffrey Smith with the read and the takeaway. Falcons take over. Gunter Gola hands it off to Jakai Arvin. He spins off one, shrugs off another defender, and he's in for 6. Touchdown Independence, 7-0. Second quarter, 14-0 Falcons. Gunter Gola drops back, finds a wide open Bryson Gutierrez. Touchdown Gutierrez. He hits the end zone and collects some high fives from the crowd. 21-0 Independence. And the Falcons take a commanding 35-0 lead into the break. Back to action. Stockdale trying to fight back, but this one is picked again, this time by Vonzel Love. He steps out at the Falcons' 35, and the defense keeps dominating. That sets up another score. Ricardo Vasquez punches it in to seal the night. The Independence shuts out Stockdale 41-0.
That was great. Feel great for our kids. Fast start, 35-0 in the first half, and that was exciting to see us roll, be able to have a balanced game there, and then defensively, as usual, they played lights out.
Gunter Gola, 10 of 15 with 2 touchdowns. Bryson Gutierrez with a touchdown. Falcons defense with a strong showing. Week 5, Stockdale at BCHS, Independence at Kennedy.
Oh, that'll be a good one. All right, meanwhile, Shafter football coming off a bye week. That means another week of healing for Boise State-bound running back Marion Sloan, who at this point has only played defense for the 2-0 Generals. Let's get you out there as the Generals take the field to take on Dos Palos, team they played last year. A great game up in Dos Palos. 1-2 punch. Number 1, Ezekiel Osborne, giving it to number 2, Marion Sloan. His first carry of the season, that's not bad. Then Osborne, a dart to Isaiah De La Mora, and it's 7-0 Shafter just like that. After a Dos Palos used a fake punt to tie the game, Marion Sloan on the loose again. And he is going to get deep into Broncos territory. Moments later, Ezekiel Osborne under pressure here. He's going to find Adrian Garcia wide open for the touchdown. 14-7, Generals on top. But once again, the Broncos respond. Quentin Herrera to Andres Flores. Getting behind the secondary for the touchdown. 14-13. But then the Generals answer right back as Marion Sloan from 35 yards out. See ya. 21-13 Shafter on top. Second quarter, Sloan again up the middle to about the 2-yard line, Then Osborne, the quick slant to Luis Santana, 28-13. Third quarter, back to that 1-2 punch as the little ones are having a good time out there at halftime. Osborne to Sloan, and the Generals are up 35-13. And one more for good measure. The big Shafter fan out there with the big flag. It is Sloan with the touchdown. And how about another touchdown pass for Ezekiel Osborne, and Nelson Tostado will not be denied. The Generals remain unbeaten. 49-13. Here's what the coach had to say about his quarterback.
The truest testament to him is how last year didn't bring him down. He continued to not only get better physically, but man, during that downtime last year, he really honed his craft.
I have a picture of our first touchdown celebration hanging in my room. It's the world as my best friend. We'll be forever, and I'm just happy to end it.
All right, so there's your final, and once again, Marion Sloan, big game. Ezekiel Osborne, by the way, now with 101 career touchdown passes. That is amazing. And Shafter had 5 receivers catch touchdowns. Well, it's time for our first break. Coming up, we're heading to McFarland, Tehachapi, and Garces. Plus, we're on the road with Liberty High. Quick reminder, follow us on X and Instagram at Hometown BAK. Score updates, highlights posted there. You can also catch this full episode of Hometown Sports on YouTube at BakersfieldNow. Hometown Sports will be right back.
Hey, Hometown, we are the Arvin High JROTC program.
Hey, Hometown, this is really football.
And welcome back to Hometown Sports. Greg Kerr alongside Emily Lawson. You know, the McFarland Cougars will join the Horizon League next season. This week, an early taste of Horizon League play as they play host to Del Oro. And check out the brand new Student Center on the McFarland campus. That is a beauty. And as the Cougars hit the field, the Golden Arches of McDonald's are behind them. We want them to light up red for when McFarland plays a game. You know, M for McFarland, right? After an early McFarland turnover, Caden Arteaga right here inside the 5-yard line for the Suns. And then Victor Campos going far side for a touchdown, 7-0 Del Oro. Then Del Oro looking for more, looking to pass. Intercepted. Julian Barajas. Second quarter, the Cougars turn that interception into 6. Malachi Davis to Giovanni Rivera, and just 6. No extra point, it's 7-6. Later second quarter, watch this. Victor Campos going left, and he decides that's not a good idea. He cuts back the other way and somehow, some way, gets down the far sideline, blockers in front of him, in for the touchdown to make it 14-6. And then just before the half, Suns get the ball back. Damian Gracian to Ernest Jones. The connection. Jones brought down inside the 5-yard line. And then Gracian's going to keep himself 21-6 at the half. And that's what halftime looks like. Let's go third quarter. And here comes McFarland, Malachi Davis, Julian Barajas. Touchdown, wide open, 21-12. Fourth quarter, the Cougar defense stepping up. They need the ball, they get the ball. Jose Figueroa with the interception right there, where he's pushed out of bounds. That leads to another Malachi Davis TD pass, this one to Victor Rodriguez, and suddenly it is 21-19. Let's fast forward, under a minute to play in the game. Cougars driving, Malachi Davis to Julian Barajas. Makes the connection. He's tackled. Let's get up and place that ball. Tick, tick, tick. Clock is winding. Under 20 seconds to play. Malachi Davis in for the touchdown. McFarland takes the lead with 15 seconds to play. They improve to 4-0 as they win by a final of 25-21.
Our kids rallied. They rallied. They never gave up. They never say die. It's like nobody beats the Cougars in Cougarville, and that's what we believe.
We imploded. I mean, no, hey, I'm not taking anything away from them. They're a great team. They did a great job. But we absolutely, we imploded. We did a lot of things wrong.
There's 15 rounds to get into those championship rounds, and that's what a championship team's starting to build, right? When it's those later rounds, that fourth quarter stuff, never say die attitudes.
All right, Malachi Davis did it on offense. He did it on defense with 11 tackles. Barajas had an interception as well defensively. Daniel Ramos with 14 tackles. McFarland will now host Golden Valley.
Wasco is undefeated heading into week 4, going up against a Tehachapi team that isn't too far behind with a 2-1 start to the season, but Tehachapi is a team Wasco has had trouble with in the past. The Warriors hosting the Tigers under the Friday night lights, and it was a big night for the Tigers backfield. Second play of the day, Javen Hernandez hands it off to Hemi Lopez. Lopez finds daylight, cuts through the gap, and he is gone. 70 yards to the house. Wasco strikes first, 7-0 Tigers. The Warriors answer right back. Colton Michael fakes the handoff, finds Russell Clayton wide open. Clayton turns upfield and strolls his way into the end zone. Touchdown Tehachapi, game's tied at 7. Tehachapi pushing for more. Colton Michael keeps it himself and is taken down inside the 8-yard line. But Wasco's defense, they step up. The Warriors settle for 3, but it's blocked. Tigers take over with momentum. And Wasco wastes no time. Hernandez takes it himself, picks up a big first down, and is shoved out at the 20. Now inside the red zone, Hernandez gives it to Hemi Lopez again. Touchdown. That's 2 for Lopez. Wasco leads 13-7. At halftime, Wasco 13, Tehachapi 7, but the Tigers are just getting started. Second half, here comes Wasco again. Hernandez to Lopez, and he muscles his way in. Another touchdown for the Tigers. They go for 2. It's no good. 21-7 Wasco. And the dream team of the night isn't done yet. Hernandez airs it out to Lopez, who is wide open, and he strolls into the end zone untouched. That's 4 touchdowns on the night for Hemi Lopez. 2-point conversion is good. 29-7 Tigers. Wasco wins it 36-7, a dominant road win for the Tigers. Coach Kyle Weddle says beating Tehachapi on their home turf is never easy.
It feels great. As a player, they kicked my butt. This is my first time beating them as a coach, and you know it's hard to do it. It doesn't matter how good or bad either team is. Anytime you come to the mountain, it's hard to win, and I'm super proud of my boys tonight.
As I mentioned, Wasco's backfield was strong. Hammy Lopez, Aiden Holsey, Javen Hernandez, all with great games. Colton Michael, touchdown pass for the Warriors. Russell Clayton, touchdown catch. Both teams with a bye week coming up.
Well, 2016, every Garces Rams player and coach knows the history of the Holy Bowl. The Rams hosting San Joaquin Memorial in the 59th edition of this rivalry. They haven't won since 2016, the Rams. So they take the field and try to break that 9-game losing streak. First quarter, 3-0 Panthers, and Israel Griffin goes right in for a touchdown. It's not looking good. Panthers have a 10-0 lead. The Rams drive the field. Mark Gomez to Isaiah Flores. Now they got some life. It's 10-7, and that was your score at the half. Let's go third quarter. Rams defense turning the tide of the game. Fourth down, pass tipped, intercepted by Landon Davis. They didn't get anything out of it. In fact, they missed a field goal. But later, Panthers' next possession, passing again. The defense steps up again. Colby Dilly with the interception right here. Now we're going to flip it over to the fourth quarter. Same drive after that interception, and that's what's going to lead to this Daniel Newsom touchdown. And the Rams on top, 14-10. That was actually early third quarter. My apologies. The Panthers back in the red zone. The play of the game, this pass, picked off by freshman Brody Letourneau. And he goes 98 yards for the score, 21-10. Garces on top. Good look at the freshman. Fourth quarter, Daniel Newsom in for another score to make it 28-10. The Rams add a late one to make it 35-10. The Rams defense leading the way for Grant Campbell.
My defense, stepped up big time. Letourneau, like you said, is a freshman that is stepping up big time. He is not playing like a freshman.
I mean, it meant everything. The Holy Bowl, we haven't won in like 9 years. It's a big game for us. Really big game.
First time since 2016, 9 years since we won the trophy. And it's a special night for us at Garces. It's a big deal.
All right, a big night. Letourneau again with not only the interception, he had 14 tackles in the game. Newsom with 2 touchdowns. The Rams with a bye this week.
Liberty off to a tough 0-3 start this season, hoping to turn things around against an undefeated Buchanan. Tough task. It's Thursday night football. Liberty hitting the road to take on Buchanan under the lights. Opening quarter, Buchanan quarterback Tommy Devaney drops back and goes deep, hits Aiden Yang wide open. Touchdown. Bears strike first 7-0. Second quarter, Bears up 14-0 and not slowing down. Devaney on the move again, finds Aiden Yang, and again, nobody near him. It's 21-0 Buchanan. On the ensuing kickoff, Liberty's Brandon Thrasher on the return. He finds daylight, breaks through the coverage, and turns on the Jets. Looks like 6. He looks like he's gone, but he is brought down just shy at the Bears' 10-yard line. Liberty trying to cash in, but Buchanan's defense stands tall. Liberty settles for 3, but the kick is no good. At the half, Buchanan leads 21-0. Second half, Liberty's defense comes up big. Buchanan under pressure. The throw is up, and Carter Hansen jumps the route. Interception. And Liberty capitalizes immediately. The very next play, Robert Smith Jr. drops back, fires deep to Irvin Callaway.
Whoa.
Touchdown, Liberty on the board. Finally, 21-7. And in the fourth quarter, Buchanan up 31-7, but Liberty still fighting. Gavin Parham hits Elijah Fudge, gets both feet down, touchdown Liberty, but that would be all. Buchanan stays undefeated as the Bears take this one 31-13. Liberty still looking for their first win of the season. Next week, Patriots host Central East.
All right, coming up on Hometown Sports West, Highland North and South are on deck. Our hometown focus, let's show you what we have. We have pregame at South High School. In fact, we're going to go big on South High School. How about halftime with the Spartans band? Also some fans in the stands, and then the Kern High Network guys at work. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Hometown Sports. West High heading into week 4, 2-1, hoping to make it 3-1 against a tough Monache squad. Monache at West for a Friday night showdown. First quarter, early action. Solomon Harris calls his own number. Quarterback keeper breaks free down the sideline. 35 yards to the house. West strikes first 7-0. And also this was Thursday night, not Friday night. Game's tied at 7. Monache in the red zone. Devin Rodriguez hands it off to Cooper Baxter. Touchdown Marauders. They take lead 14-7. Monache kickoff. Solomon Harris is deep. He's on the return. And he works his way through defenders. He will not be denied. Harris goes 97 yards to the house and ties the game up at 14. End of the first quarter. Harris again this time, drops back, scanning, nobody open, and he decides to take off. Shakes off this defender, down the sideline, inside the 20. I love to see him play. Couple plays later, Harris keeps it again. West with another touchdown puts the Vikings up 21-14. West 21, Monache 14 at the half. Take you into the fourth quarter. Monache pulls off an onside kick and it works. A quick drive ties the game up at 27 apiece. Then another onside kick is successful. Benicio Mendoza scoops it up, sets up Monache at the 30-yard line. With about a minute left in the game, Devin Rodriguez fakes the handoff to Derek Ziegler, keeps it himself, touchdown Monache, and that would do it. Monache turns the tide in the fourth and comes out on top. West head coach Derek Dunham says those special teams plays are on him.
Special teams is my responsibility, so that's on me. Every win is the kids' win. Every loss is my loss. That's my fault tonight, but we can gain something out of that. We go into a bye week, so I'm really proud of the kids the way they battled tonight.
Monache wins at 33-27. Another big night for Solomon Harris. West now heading into a bye week.
The Highland Scots heading into the showdown with Kingsburg without the services quarterback David Farrow. Meanwhile, Kingsburg coming to town with last year's home loss to the Scots fresh on their mind. Let's go to the first quarter. No score. And Randy Davenport Jr. right here at the controls and running this one in. 7-0 Scots on top. That's a nice little start right there. Second quarter, though, Jackson Leby running for the Vikings into the red zone. Setting up Cade Holt, going to Jesse Kennedy for the touchdown. We are tied 7-7. Then Kingsburg gets back in the red zone. This pass intercepted by Randy Davenport Jr. in the end zone. We're still tied at 7. Later second quarter, Cooper Holt on the loose. And he's going to come at you. Breaking a tackle there, weaving around a couple guys and outracing everyone else for the touchdown. It is now 14-7 at the half. Let's go to the third quarter. Jackson Leby in for the score. Scots had that early touchdown, and that was it as they fall by a final of 21-7. Kingsburg winning it. The Scots on the road next week at Porterville.
North heading into week 4 with a 2-1 record, but Friday night's matchup is not an easy one as Golden West is undefeated this season. North and Golden West clash under the Friday night lights. First quarter, North quarterback Bradley Dockery rolls out of the pocket, finds Cody Valenzuela, who makes the grab and is brought down inside the 30-yard line. A few plays later, Bradley Dockery keeps it himself. He finds the end zone. Touchdown North, 7-0. Second quarter, North again with the ball. Dockery hands it off to Robert Rodriguez. He fights towards the end zone, and the North offensive line pushes the pile all the way to the 1-yard line. Next play, Rodriguez gets it again, this time with a clear path into the end zone. Another touchdown for North. They go up 14-0. Golden West looking to answer back. Jaden Najera drops back, scrambles, and hits Jason Flores on the 20. He's got nothing but green grass. Touchdown West. They cut the lead to 14-7. That's how we head into halftime. North on top. Early in the fourth quarter, still 14-7 North. The Stars are punting, but it's a short one. David Lopez fields it at the North's 20, and he's gone. Touchdown Golden West. This ties the game up at 14. Later in the fourth, game still tied. Golden West on the move. Najera under pressure, unloads a deep ball to the corner. Isaac Osagura hauls it in. Touchdown Golden West. They take their first lead of the game, 21-14, and from there, Golden West takes control and seals the win. Golden West 28, North 14. North heading into a bye week.
Well, from north to south, the Spartans hosting an Atascadero team, which rolled into town 2 weeks ago to play that North team you just saw, edging the Stars by 2 points. This week, the Spartans defense getting a huge dose of Greyhounds running back Damon Mitchell. Let's show you what we're talking about as the Spartans take the field in this one. And let's go first quarter, no score. And the aforementioned Damon Mitchell up the middle, in for the touchdown as he reaches over. 7-0 Greyhounds on top. Spartans, however, drive the ball down the field as well. Beto Dahara right here to Michael Wilson Jr. Makes the catch. He had a big game, by the way. Tough to bring down here, but they finally just push him out of bounds. Moments later, it would be Brandon Burrell in for the touchdown. 7-6 is your score. Still first quarter, Damon Mitchell back in the end zone again. 14-6 at Atascadero. Second quarter, Greyhounds driving. Mike Trejo swing pass. You got it. Damon Mitchell, who breaks tackles, got shoved there instead of tackled, and outraces everyone 21-6. The Spartans did respond, though. Beto DeHara right here over the middle to Michael Wilson Jr., who bobbled it right there and then recovered it and goes off to win the foot race 21-12. But it was 28-12 at the half. After a scoreless third quarter, we're now in the fourth. Mike Trejo to Jacob Perry to make it 34-12. And Atascadero takes down South 34-18. South will now host Chavez. Time for yet another break. Coming up, we're heading to Centennial and Foothill, plus we're on the coast with the Kennedy Thunderbirds. We'll be right back.
Hey, hometown! Hey, hometown! Support West FFA!
And welcome back to Hometown Sports. Good news for Centennial football. Quarterback Jet Santiago returns next week when the Golden Hawks travel to the coast, take on St. Joe's. Golden Hawks taking the field on this night against the Chavez Titans. Check this play out. Bad snap going back 20 yards. That's got to be a problem. And then Grant Scott picked it up and heaved it. And Preston Schultz was behind everybody and caught it. And that, my friends, is a touchdown, and it might be a new play in the playbook. 7-0 Centennial. Chavez to punt moments later, blocked by Kyle Harrer right here, and the scoop and score by Thomas Wilson, 14-0 Centennial. Later first quarter, another bad snap. They had some snap issues. Maximus Ruiz recovers for Chavez. That was the end of the first quarter. Dan Durham handing out rings to his Central Section Championship baseball team. Good look at the guys in those rings. Second quarter, Grant Scott to Isaiah Ramirez. Caught him in stride, 21-0 Hawks on top. Later in the second quarter, Scott is going to throw again a third TD pass, a second to Preston Schultz. Close call there on the line back there, 28-0 at the half. And then we had ourselves not only the celebration, but there's your king and queen. And the halftime, the theme was boy bands. So you had Backstreet and the Jonas Brothers. You had First Direction, and what was the last one?
I don't know.
Maroon 5, I think. Okay. Anyway, there you go. Let's go to the scoreboard, I should say, as Centennial wins it by a final of 28-0. Centennial picks up their first win of the year. Grant Scott, 3 TDs. Preston Schultz caught 2 of them. Thomas Wilson, that's scoop and score.
Kennedy off to a strong start this season. A win Friday against Pioneer Valley would give Kennedy head coach Mario Mion his 100th win. Kennedy taken on Pioneer Valley in a clash under the Friday night lights all the way on the coast. The Thunderbirds come out flying, racing to an early 8-0 lead. Pioneer Valley answers back. Panthers quarterback Elijah Gomez with a touchdown. But the extra point is no good. Kennedy still leads 8-6. After that first score, Kennedy's defense locks in. Jathan Pascua with that monster sack momentum. Brings the momentum right back. Thunderbirds in full command now. Jordan Palomo drops back, finds Jeremiah Guerrera, and he is gone. Touchdown Kennedy. They extend the lead now 36. Then the defense delivers again. Isaiah Feathers goes up and wins this jump ball and takes it all the way to the house. Kennedy dominating at the half, 37-6. Statement win, lockdown defense, explosive plays, and the Thunderbirds cruise to a 51-6 victory. And as I mentioned, win number 100 for head coach Mario Mion. Kennedy hosts Independence in week 5.
Oh, that's going to be a good game. Meanwhile, did the Delano Tigers miss quarterback DJ Huizar last week? You bet they did. 44-0 loss. Well, he's back, and that's bad news for the Foothill Trojans. Trojans taking the field. And this one is they're hosting those Tigers. First quarter, no score, and there he is. DJ Huizar to Hugo Rivas, who had a big game of his own right. 7-0 Delano on that hookup right there. The game did not have a lot of defense, but we'll show you Hugo Rivas right here with the quarterback sack. Tigers get the ball back. And again, it's DJ Huizar throwing over the middle. That's his third TD pass. This is to Daniel Romero. It's 22-0. And just before the half, Foothill with the quarterback sneak, Ismael Ramirez scoring. It's 22-8. And that was your score at the break. Let's go third quarter. And again, DJ Huizar going deep. Raul Quezada. There he is with the connection. 70 yards for the score. 29-14 later in the third quarter. How about a swing pass? Diego Carrillo finds a seam, and he's going the distance. 36-14. Next Delano possession. DJ Huizar to Hugo Rivas again. And he is going to, where is he? There he is. He's going to outrace 4 defenders. In for the score to make it 43-14. In the fourth quarter, Foothill on the move. Ramirez finds William Martin. This is going to be all the way down to the 1. 3 plays later, Martin Velasquez goes in to make it 43-21. Did the Tigers respond? You bet they did. DJ Huizar with the quarterback draw. First down and more. Yeah, he can run too. Couple plays later, over the middle to Ariel Ione. His 7th TD pass of the game. 50-21 Delano. Foothill dials up one final shot. Ismael Ramirez to William Martin. But it was not enough as Delano gets the win. They got the quarterback back. They get the win 50-29. As we mentioned, Huizar with 7 TDs. Hugo Rivas and Raul Quezada, big days receiving as well. It is time for yet another break. Coming up, we'll take you to Golden Valley and Arvin. Plus, we're on the road with Mira, Monte. And remember us on X and Instagram at Hometown BAK and on YouTube at Bakersfield Now. Hometown Sports. We'll be right back. Let's show you what we have on the Hometown Focus. How about a little face painting at Golden Valley? Also, fans in the stands pretty much everywhere. Vikings Power at West High, the band at McFarland, and you bet the Labubus are everywhere. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Hometown Sports. Greg Kerr alongside Emily Lawson, and Miramonte running back Nathan Gonzalez is healthy again. So is the Miramonte offense by coincidence. Gonzalez missing time with a hamstring injury, using last week's bye. Get that much healthier. And now he's back on the field. The Lions on the road take on Granite Hills. Good look at the Lions. Good look at the Grizzlies. And here we go. Nathan Gonzalez. He is number 1 in your program, and he is in the end zone after sitting out week 2 and a bye last week. 7-0 Lions on top. Let's go second quarter. It's now 10-0 after a field goal. More from Gonzalez, this time out of the Wildcat. Picks up about 20 yards. Then moments later, Gabriel Silvera to Corday Fulmer. Back of the end zone, touchdown, 14-0 Miramonte. And that was your score at the break. Now 17-0 at the break, excuse me. Third quarter, Nathan Gonzalez again, far sideline, in for the touchdown. He had 2 scores, 175 yards rushing. Big night. Lions defense bottling up the Grizzlies. Jackson Kelly and Daniel Miranda combined for the sack. Fourth quarter, Christian Southwell goes in for the score. Lions go on to win 31-6. Head coach Christian Johnson after the game. The interview starring his daughter Charlie, who seemed to enjoy the interview and stole the show.
We played just a great 4 quarters of football. All 3 phases of the game came through. Still a lot to work on, man. Granite Hills, they played a really tough game. We knew they weren't going to give up. But I'm just really proud of how we dominated the line of scrimmage, both sides of the ball. Our offensive line, our defensive line. It was just all great performance all around.
There you go. Love it, Charlie. There you go. The victory once again. Nathan Gonzalez, big night. Corday Fulmer, the TD catch. And again, Miramonte goes on to win. They'll be on the road at Kern Valley.
In week 4, Golden Valley has yet to collect a win, hoping to get one against a 1-2 Ridgeview. The Bulldogs hosting the Wolfpack for a week 4 battle. Late in the first quarter, Bulldogs on the move. Alexander Hernandez hands it off to Raymond Valorama. Touchdown Golden Valley, but the extra point is no good. 6-0 Bulldogs. On the return, Ridgeview's Javen Kemp fields it clean, hits the gap and breaks a tackle. Puts a man on skates, 75 yards to the house. They go for 2 and convert. Ridgeview takes the lead, 8-6. Second quarter, Ridgeview up 16-6. Bulldogs Alexander Hernandez to Raymond Valorama again, cuts through traffic, bounces outside down to the 10-yard line. Next play, same combination. Valorama powers it up the gut. Touchdown. Golden Valley score Titans 16-12 Ridgeview. Ridgeview leads 24-12 at the break. Taking into the third quarter. Cold move incoming. Ridgeview quarterback E.J. Ellis Moya tucks it. Jukes out a Bulldog. 40-yard scamper to the end zone. Wolfpack touchdown. They're in control, 32-12. Fourth quarter, Golden Valley trying to rally. Hernandez gives it to Valderrama. Follow those blockers. He's gone. 35-yard touchdown run. Smooth sailing. Bulldogs cut it now, 38-19. But that's all she wrote. Final score: Ridgeview 38, Golden Valley 19. The Pack holds strong.
We had a really good week of practice, and we talked about this being a get-right week for us. And I think our kids responded and did a really good job. It's nice to win a rivalry game.
E.J. Ellis Moya, Gunnar Cunningham, and Francisco Palma, all with standout games for Ridgeview. Raymond Valderrama collecting 258 yards for the Bulldogs. Coming up, Ridgeview hosts Tulare Union, and Golden Valley is at McFarland.
Wild plays, explosion plays, Arvin is the place for you. The Bears hosting Taft in a back-and-forth game, and let's show you what we're talking about as we take you out to Arvin High School for this one. 3-0 Taft, the score in this one, and Andrew Rosales just flips one to his favorite receiver, Xavier Brooks, and Xavier does the rest. Got the hair flowing out of the back of the helmet, and nobody can catch him. 6-3, Arvin on top. Get in there. There you go. Got a little push. Rosales then back to work again, and again, it's Brooks. Catch. Bounce to the outside. Into the end zone. 12-3, Bears in front. Second quarter, it's now 12-9. And Rosales, who do you think he's throwing to? Brooks, look at him. Beauty of a catch. High point in that one. Then Rosales fires his third TD pass of the game. This one to Aziz Ochoa, 19-9. The Wildcats, however, respond in a hurry. Chris Bethel finds a wide open Joe Weber. 75 yards down the near sideline. It is 19-16. And just before the half, watch this. The Bears complete another pass downfield, but then the ball's going to be stripped, fumbled. Joe Weber picks it up inside his own end zone, and somehow, someway, he navigates himself 101 yards for the score. Wow. And suddenly Taft has a 23-19 lead in this game. The ensuing kickoff, that's right, we went back and forth. It's like watching tennis. Xavier Brooks down the near sideline. He's not going to go all the way, but he went most of the way. Very next play, Alejandro Osorio in for the touchdown run, 26-23 Arvin. And that's just the half, and I'm tired. Here we go, third quarter. Arvin ball, and again, Alejandro Osorio looks to be bottled up, but he isn't. Breaking free to make it 33-23. The two teams exchange fourth quarter touchdowns. Arvin wins a wild one, 40-29.
We hit some big plays. It was good having, our receiver back this week. That helped out a lot. But we got to clean up the turnovers. But I was proud of the way the kids played. We ran the ball really well. We were able to hit them on some big plays.
And so let's take a look at some of the numbers. Garrett Massey had a late touchdown for Arvin. In fact, he had two in the game. Bethel again a TD pass. Joe Weber receiving and the fumble return for a touchdown. Meanwhile, you had Rosales and Brooks just going nuts, pitching and catching. Alejandro Osorio with a ground game had two touchdowns. Arvin will have a bye this week. Taft is on the road at Cabrillo on Thursday. It is time yet for another break. BC football straight ahead, plus our players of the week. We will be right back.
Hey, hometown, go Tiger Band! Hey, hometown!
Hey, hometown, it's your boy, Mr. Dimples. Always I got action, baby. Come see us. Hometown, you already know. Let's go!
And welcome back to Hometown Sports. The BC Renegades on the road in Ventura. If you missed the first quarter, you probably missed much of the game. In fact, the wildest 15 minutes. Let's take you out there to Ventura. We're on the road with him as always. Malachi Statler going to work. And watch this toss. Chad Sable, nice grab over the middle. And then the touchdown run to Daniel Nettles in for the score. That tied the game at 14-14. Then Malachi Statler, Gates offense getting the ball back. And Dylan Johnson, who had two TD catches last week, has got one here, 21-14 Gates. Early second quarter. Javavian Salter, a 7-yard touchdown run. It's now 21-21. Salter, by the way, had 137 yards rushing for the Pirates. With the Pirates up 28-21, Statler to Dylan Johnson, their second connection, 29 yards. It's 28-28. Then Devin Tate using his feet. A little bit of a controversy at the end of this one. Did he get in? He fumbles the ball right there. You saw the ball go down. Gates recovered, but the officials ruled it was a touchdown, 35-28 at the half. Let's go to the fourth quarter after, believe it or not, a scoreless third quarter. And now it's 38-31 when the teams exchanged field goals, but Cohen Glover scores there to make it 45-31 with just 1:09 to play. Pirates had 263 yards rushing, by the way. Statler to Chad Sable, 47 yards to make it 45-38 with 35 seconds to play, but they could not recover the onside kick. Gades, despite 503 total yards of offense, fall by a final of 45-38.
Bottom line, you can't turn the ball over 5 times. And then, on the defensive side of the ball, we can't give up as many points as we did in the first half.
Yeah, again, it was 35-28 at halftime. And look at your final right there as the Gades come up short. Statler with a couple TD passes and Johnson receiving 2 of those. Chad Sable had a touchdown catch as well. And Drew Underwood with 12 tackles for the Gades, who, by the way, will open conference play next week when they host Golden West. All right, it's time for our Players of the Week, sponsored by Brimhall Dental Group, committed to providing quality dental care to you and your family. Our Brimhall Dental Group Offensive Player of the Week. Well, we were there for a number of great performances this week for players on winning teams, but Golden Valley running back Raymond Valderrama carried the load for the Bulldogs, a whopping 32 carries for 258 yards and 3 touchdowns. Raymond Valderrama of Golden Valley is our Brimhall Dental Group Offensive Player of the Week.
And our Brimhall Dental Group Defensive Player of the Week is number 7 from Garces, linebacker Brody Letourneau. Letourneau, just a freshman, was everywhere on the field, collecting 14 tackles in the Rams' Holy Bowl win over San Joaquin Memorial, capping it off with a 98-yard interception return for a touchdown to break the game open. Brody Letourneau of Garces is our Brimhall Dental Group Defensive Player of the Week.
Our Brimhall Dental Group Special Teams Player of the Week, Jack Hopkins of BHS. Hopkins nailing 2 long field goals for the Drillers, the first from 45 yards, this one from 40 yards, helping BHS with a win over Bullard. Jack Hopkins of BHS, our Brimhall Dental Group Special Teams Player of the Week. Coming up next, game-saving play, Athlete of the Week in youth football. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Hometown Sports. Time for our game-saving play, coming down to the very final play of the game. That's sort of game-saving. This week's game-saving play, McFarland trailing Del Oro with 20 seconds to play. Malachi Davis in for the touchdown as McFarland remains unbeaten. Malachi Davis of McFarland with our game-saving play of the week.
Now to this week's Athlete of the Week, sponsored by Greg's Petroleum Service, your dependable partner for fuel and lubricants. This week's Athlete of the Week, Delano quarterback DJ Weezer. The Tigers quarterback throwing for 7 touchdowns in Delano's 50-29 win over Foothill. Weezer was 17 of 28 for an astounding 473 yards. DJ Weezer of Delano is our Greg's Petroleum Service Athlete of the Week.
Meanwhile, our youth football, which is brought to you by Golden Empire Youth Football. Each week we highlight a youth game and come playoff time, the championship games. Golden Empire Youth Tackle Football and Cheer, competitive excellence, sophomore division. The Western Trojans and Central going at each other. And this is Kieran Mackey Jr. coming at you. If it's a Mackey, you know it's going to find the end zone, right? 8-0 Central on top. Second quarter, Jackson Roberts with the run for Central. And a touchdown. Second half kickoff. This one's going to Rock Mackey. Come on, if your name's Rock, I don't want to tackle you, man. 30-0. And Central goes on to win this one by a final of 52-6. All right, coming up, our exciting play of the week and much more. We got our scholar, which is the smartest guy in the building as well, and our hits of the week. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Hometown Sports. Now for our exciting play of the week, brought to you by Stockdale Podiatry Group. We treat your feet. This week's exciting play, an absolutely crazy play as well, what appears to be a gain for Arvin, possibly a touchdown, turns into a 101-yard fumble return for Taft's Joe Weber. Weber weaving his way from one end zone to the other. Joe Weber of South with our Stockdale Podiatry Group exciting play of the week.
That's a good one. Time now for our hits of the week, brought to you by Raymond's Trophies and Awards. It's not just a trophy, it's a memory. Let's begin. Delano at Foothill. Two teams combined for 79 points, and that hit by Jonathan Bercerto right there. That's Jonathan Bercerto of Delano. Del Oro at McFarland. Ivan Salazar carrying the ball and bringing the pain. Right there. Salazar running hard and dishing it out. That's Ivan Salazar of McFarland. Next up, Monache at West, and who else? Solomon Harris. There he is. He is a heat-seeking missile, he is. That's Solomon Harris of West High. When he's not scoring touchdowns, he's stopping people. This week's winner from Garces, Brody Letourneau, the freshman, who had that 98-yard interception return. He also has the big hit, patrol in the middle. He had 14 tackles, the big stick in the red zone. Brody Letourneau of Garces is our Raymond's Trophies and Awards Hitman of the week. It's now time for our Scholar of the Week, brought to you by Accelerated Urgent Care. Feel better, faster from anywhere. This week's Scholar of the Week comes from BHS, number 25, Isaiah Bautista, GPA of 3.5, wants to major in computer science. He's looking at schools, he's looking at UCLA, Colorado Tech, UC Berkeley, and Cal Poly. His favorite TV show is Adventure Time. Favorite food is sushi. Favorite music, Tyler, the Creator. And one thing most people don't know about Isaiah Bautista is his words, he is very proficient with the violin. Still has it, still plays it. Isaiah Bautista of BHS, our Accelerated Urgent Care Scholar of the Week. I'm not familiar with Adventure Time. Are you?
I mean, I haven't seen too many episodes, but it is a very popular, TV show.
Okay, all right. I'm absolutely in the dark. Anyway, that's not unusual. We'll take a break. When we come back, predictions coming at you. Is it animated? And welcome back to Hometown Sports. Greg Kerr alongside Emily Lawson. We are ready to make predictions for week number 5. So here we go. First game stepping up, Dorsey against BHS, and I love the BHS playing a Dorsey team at home. I'd love seeing these teams come to Bakersfield. That's going to be a fun one for Rashawn Sheehy's crew. Stockdale still trying to get a win. BCHS has looked really impressive, Emily.
They have looked very impressive. Yes, Stockdale is tough task to get a win.
All right, next up, we've got Tulare Union against Ridgeview. Union, a terrific program up north most years. We'll have to see what Ridgeview can do, but Nathan Claunch coming off a win this past week. Elsewhere, we've got Independence and Kennedy. This might be the best game on the board.
Very good game, yes. Kennedy looked good this week. I got to go down to the coast and see them, but Independence is tough.
Undefeated and looking good as well. All right, Highland against Porterville. Highland trying to bounce back after the loss to Kingsburg. Porterville's had a good season, but they've been stronger in the past couple years. Frontier's going all the way to San Diego to take on Lincoln, which has a great history of football. Hopefully Frontier can come back with a win. Liberty is still looking for a win, and they're going up against maybe one of the best team in the Central section.
Yeah, I should have given it to Liberty, been a part of the...
I probably should have given it to Central East. They're undefeated and the better team right now, but I'm hanging on for Liberty right there. Centennial St. Joe's, Jet Santiago's back. Maybe that'll be enough,
Yeah, I think so. That's kind of why I gave it to them.
Yeah, maybe some jet fuel, I guess, is what they need. Shafter against Edison. Shafter undefeated. Edison is a bigger school, bigger division, but they are 0-4 right now, so we'll see if Shafter can keep things rolling. Taft against Cabrillo. That's going to be a Thursday game for Taft. You like Taft to win this one. I'm going to go. Last time I saw Cabrillo, they beat Independence in the playoffs, so I'm just going to stick with Cabrillo. Chavez against South. Chavez is still trying to get a win. He's trying to score. South High, meanwhile, I like the Spartans to bounce back after their loss to Atascadero.
I think so, yeah. South is ready to bounce back.
All right, East against Delano. Delano just had a quarterback throw for 7 touchdowns. So I like their chances at home.
And now I'm scared to go against Delano because Coach keeps telling me, don't go against me. He's watching the show. I feel like I'm being watched. So.
Yeah. But East is coming off a bye. Team's coming off bye. You never know. Fireball Del Oro, a heartbreaking loss for Del Oro last week. They'll try to bounce back at home against Fireball. And then we've got Monte, Kern Valley. This game's always a good one between these two schools. This one's going to be up in Lake Isabella. Kern Valley's coming off a bye. Monte coming off a win. You are going with Kern Valley. I've got Monte in that one. Foothill against Roseman. Roseman might have the darkest field out there in the desert. Maybe they've improved the lights. I don't know. But I'm going with Foothill to win that one, and the lights have nothing to do with my pick. McFarland is going to try to go 5-0 as they take on Golden Valley. What are your thoughts on that one?
They were looking really good. I think McFarland can do it. This is their year.
They were down 21-6 in the second half, and they came back and beat Del Oro. This is the second straight team they're going to face that is from the Horizon League, which will be the league they're in next year. And now the conference opener for BC. Can they lick their wounds and get back after losing to Ventura? They did put up 38 points. You got to feel pretty good about that part.
I think those turnovers, like Coach said, were really the thing.
Yeah, you got to clean up those 5 turnovers and get things back on track. Well, that's a wrap for week number 4 of Hometown Sports. We'll be back again next week, Sunday at 6 o'clock right here on Fox 58. For Emily, I'm Greg. For our director, Octavio Flores, have a great night. We'll see you next week.
Hometown Sports was sponsored by Mercedes-Benz of Bakersfield, Alpha Technology and Alarm Systems, Little Caesars, Valley Strong Credit Union, and 5-0 Driving School.